Hello! For the Week 3 gallery discussion, we were supposed to relate Operation Asha to the appreciative inquiry and 4D cycle, and then do an experiment in our own lives and relate it through the appreciative inquiry and 4D cycle. So for Operation Asha, I thought that the way that he implemented appreciative inquiry was by, instead of focusing on what other companies were doing wrong and looking to improve those, he looked at how he could best help people on his own. And one of the ways that was very clear was how, instead of shaming patients or trying to find ways for them to get to him for medical care, he instead figured out how to get medical care to where they were there and was able to increase medical care to otherwise impoverished areas. For my experiment, my partner Michael and I used this as an opportunity to see how we could be better parents for our 5-year-old. So the aspect that we used was how to handle his big emotions better. So our preliminary questions were, what makes us feel best supported when we are feeling emotional? And then how can we implement that for our son? In the 4D cycle, the discovery, as I said, was how do we feel most supported? And for me, it's to feel validated and to hear that my emotions are understood and they make sense. In addition, it's important for us to remember that with his age, he cannot emotionally regulate by himself. It's emotional regulation through co-regulation, which means that we need to be there with him while he's having those big emotions so that he can calm down by being around a calm adult. So for the dream, it would be to have or to raise a son that is emotionally regulated and is able to handle and access all of his emotions, not just the easier ones. For design, we wanted to focus on acting instead of reacting, because a lot of times it can be hard to keep your cool when you're a parent and not get a little bit offended, but it has nothing to do with me or the parent. It's all about how they are processing their own emotions. And again, to remember emotional regulation through co-regulation. So it's important that I'm there to help him calm down. The destiny, or how we would implement this in ways that would be sustainable, is to do a time in instead of a time out, which is helping the co-regulation. And then to make sure that we're validating his feelings while still enforcing boundaries. For example, if he's upset because he can't have candy, he can have a hug and be emotionally supported for his emotions. He's sad, but he doesn't get the candy because that's how it is. In the future, I intend on using the appreciative inquiry and 4D cycle for basically everything in my life, and I intend to use it pretty heavily in the 3-week break that we have coming up. Some of these are for meal and food planning, just to have it be a little bit easier so that we can set it up and maybe spend less time stressing about it. My son is homeschooled and I am online schooling, so that would definitely be a place that could benefit from some restructuring. And then I have been given a really great opportunity through my town to do some ecological restoration, and I think that appreciative inquiry is going to be a really great way for me to structure these projects. All right.